Hey, this is Alexis from Black Garden Chick coming to you from the bottom of Alabama. And I wanted to come to you with something a little different. I want to talk about houseplants and something near and dear to me, which is this potted plant, or what was a plant in this pot. It was actually planted with a letter that I wrote, and I wrote a letter to a baby that I was carrying. A year ago, this month, I found out I was pregnant, and I was so excited. It came out of surprise. Told my husband, told my parents, told his mother, told his sister, told my brother. Everyone was so excited, and my family told our extended family. Everyone was so excited for us. But then I found out in an appointment that due to some severe complications that if I waited any longer for an appointment, I actually could have lost my life. So I had to have emergency surgery to try to save my life or try to save my life and the baby's life. But unfortunately, it ended up with the loss of my pregnancy. And it was very devastating to me. It was taxing on my body physically. It was taxing on me mentally and emotionally. And I wrote a letter to my pregnancy and to my babe. And I was so sorry, and I felt so bad that, it was outside of my control, but I just was unaware and didn't know that complications was happening within me. And I felt so much grief and so much sadness and so much guilt. And I wrote a letter to my baby, and that plant died due to being busy, and also just probably neglected the plant due to grief and just everyday life. And when I went to try to replant that plant, I saw that the letter had broke down. As you see, there's no signs of the paper letter. So I said, you know what, I'm going to put everything back in here. And when I find a plant that I really wanted to replant in this, I wanted to use every bit of the soil that that letter had broke down in. I wanted the same soil. So I saved the soil, and at one point in time, I decided to search for a plant, and I found the perfect plant. It was a lady on the side of the road. She sold me this plant, and it's called the Mother of Thousands. And this plant signifies overcoming adversities, strength of mothers, strength of women, enduring storms. And I thought that was the perfect plant to plant with the same soil that the letter that was originally in that soil broke down in. I was so upset. I was so young in my pregnancy that I was unaware what the sex of my baby could have been and all that. And in a dream, I ended up, it came to me that, possibly that, I felt like that I was having a boy. So I always kind of addressed my lost pregnancy as a baby boy. And I was like, I don't know what I would ever named him. And in the same dream, I was in the middle of, I was at the beach, and it was like a big storm around me. And so I was always like, what? It was a saying that hit me, and it was like, where am I? And the saying hit me saying, when you weather the worst storms, you'll never worry about a few waves. And that name always stuck with me, Wave. So I always think about Wave when I think of, being pregnant a year ago. So the word wave always bring me comfort. So here I am. I'm mixing the dirt, the soil that came with that plant, with the old dirt, and I'm mixing it in, trying to make sure that I reintroduce that plant to the dirt it's used to also, and I'm going to utilize every bit of that soil. So being Mother of Thousands means strength and means luck and blessings and endurance. I just feel like it was the perfect plant to pot in this soil at this time, and it would be a great memorial here for me, for just to remind me of what could have been and what I really was hoping for. And it's never too late, but that pregnancy was a pregnancy. It was something. It meant a lot to me, and I think about it daily. And in the month of May, I've been thinking about it a lot. And so here I am. As you can see, I have mixed the soil, and I'm potting the plant. And One thing about Mother of Thousands, they have so many little babies that come up on their leaves, and they fall, and then they actually touch the soil, and there's nothing for them to actually root and become multiple plants. So I don't know if you've seen in there, but I'll be picking a lot of those little bitty baby plants that fell off of it. I'll be putting them to the side, because even though this plant is the main attraction, I would love to put the little babies to the side. What you're seeing me do is pick like part of that previous dead plant out of there that was originally in that pot. And so here I am. I'm just trying to use as much of that soil that housed that letter. I'm trying to use as much of it as possible. And so I think the Mother of Thousands plant, and using this same soil that letter was in, is just going to,
Alexa, stop time.
Take me to a happier place here. You know, nothing's forgotten. Everything is still a beautiful. It's just a beautiful memorial for me. And there's something else that I'm going to do to this plant as I'm working on it. It's going to come towards the end. But here I am, just finishing up, making sure that it is anchored in and sturdy. And so I'm not going to ramble on, but I just really wanted to share this part of my life and just be a little transparent that, you know, one thing about plants teach patience, and it also teaches love, and it's also just a sense of therapy. So while I was here doing this, I was thinking good thoughts and thinking of what could have been, but also thinking about what can be, and thinking that, you know, one day I aspire and will become a mother, and I'll be a good mother, and I hope to put a smile on my husband's face again one day, to let him know that I'm pregnant again one day, and put a smile on my parents' face and let them know they'll be grandparents again, and just, you know, thinking good thoughts. And so I'm about to put the last touch to my plant, which is I want to clean the pot. So here I am sanitizing the pot, just wiping it down, just giving it a little quick wipe down. And before I conclude this video, and to anybody that's aspiring to be a parent and that has been in my situation, just know that you're not alone. And, you know, I understand 100% what it's like to aspire for something and not yet have it. And just know that you're strong and, you know, continue to thrive. And that's one thing about plants. They teach me about thriving and growing. So this is the final touch. It's a sleeping baby angel that I am going to add to my pot. I thought it was like the cutest, most appropriate little touch to have it. So I'm trying to place it here. And also, I'll be taking those little babies that have fallen off of the Mother of Thousands and planting it around there, because every baby counts. So no baby will be lost in this transition of this plant. Just new pot. All babies will come with the mother. So that's how I'm going to finish up that plant. And thank y'all so much for allowing me to be transparent. More gardening videos and more videos with higher vibrations coming soon. Today makes 1 year that I lost the baby. So I just really wanted to make a special gardening video in honor of that that baby, and more high vibrational videos coming soon. So I hope y'all continue to follow along. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share. And once again, this is Alexis coming to you from Black Garden Chick from the bottom of Alabama. And I'll see you in the garden.